Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of voice of radio. So today we've got news of an old CoroCoro promo, and how that is going to be getting its way to us over in the West. And a new CoroCoro promo, and we don't know how that's coming out over here. We'll have to figure it out later. But first of all, let's start off with Grafaiai EX. And this is actually a particularly cool, getting a Grafaiai EX box, I should say. And this is particularly cool because, generally speaking, we get ourselves a card and a jumbo and just a holo version of an existing card. What's really cool about this is that the Grafaiai and Strudel are both actually brand new, never before seen cards, which is awesome. So, Grafaiai EX then, what's the deal? Well, basically, they had this competition over in Japan, over through CoroCoro Comic, and basically, you could design a card. And what came out of that was Grafaiai EX, which is very cool. And it was kind of awkward the way they did it. So the way it essentially worked was, you bought CoroCoro Comic, and you got yourself the Strudel. I have the Strudel, that was nice and easy. But then you had to basically take something from the comic and take it to a store in Japan, and they would give you the Grafaiai EX. And I'm very annoyed at myself because I got the comic with Strudel, and then I went to Japan, I think in the window, it might not have been, but I think it was, and I didn't go and get my Grafaiai EX, which is frankly dumb, and I feel bad about myself. Good news is I can get this here. So these were both CoroCoro comic promos over in Japan. So it makes perfect sense. What they're going to do is give us this as a box. And the EXs do often come as box promos. Not guaranteed, but often. And then along with that, they also give us the Strudel in the same box. You know what? That's really cool. And I love it. So, what is Grafaiai EX? And how much do we love it? Well, we got 250 HP, and we got 30 damage for a single colorless energy. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. Cool? Yeah? It's fine. It's not great. It's fine. It's a kind of attack where it would be really, really good if it was on a basic. On a basic, I would love this. But it's not on a basic, it's on a stage 1. Now, it gets a lot of love for being a single colorless energy, meaning you can use it whenever for any energy, but it loses some love because 30 damage isn't great. It's then got free energy, 180. The defending Pokemon is now poisoned, and then you can't use this during your next turn. It's fine. It's fine. Free energy, 180 plus poison. It's not great, and I don't think anyone is pretending this is great. But it's a colorless Pokemon. It can paralyze on a coin flip. It automatically poisons, and you can often then go ahead and use this with something like Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, as an example, to get that poison damage up quite nicely. And there is actually a new stadium card, Dangerous Jungle, that I've not been able to show you yet, and that makes me really sad. There's been so much Pokemon news coming so thick and fast, so many other videos I need to make, that I've not actually shown you this stadium card, which is potentially pretty good. But actually, I've been saving it for this video because, you know what? This is a perfect place to show you. And during Pokemon Checkup, you put an extra 2 damage counters on any poison Pokemon. And you might think, well, hang on a second, Wassy. That sounds an awful lot like Radiant Hisuian Sneasler's ability. Yes, it does. The big difference is Radiant Hisuian Sneasler only works for your opponent. This, of course, being a stadium. Stadiums are two-sided. This works for everyone. But actually, it makes poison way better. It basically turns this into free energy 220, which is the magic number for Pokemon V, and I know for EXs really now most of the time you're looking for 230 rather than 220, I understand, but you know what? This ain't bad, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't bad. Honestly, I like Grafaiai way more, knowing that in Temporal Forces we're getting this stadium, and with Radiant Hisui and Sneasler not rotating out, this is not bad. I could see this being pretty fun. The Strudel, for anyone's wondering, 20 damage plus poison for 2 energy. Which, with Radiant Hisui and Sneasler and Dangerous Jungle, not as bad as you might think. Now, this is coming out officially on April the 5th, which is incidentally the first day of the European International Championships, and is retailing for $21.99. Which is cool. It's an EX box. But even compared to most EX boxes, this one is particularly cool. And because this had its humble beginnings as a CoroCoro promo, this makes me way more interested. Something else that makes me very interested is the new Pachirisu, which is going to be an upcoming promo in the next issue of CoroCoro Ichiban, CoroCoro magazine. Now, what is really good about this one, or bad depending how you look at it, this is potentially, not guaranteed, this could actually be a playable card. This actually has the potential to be a legitimately playable card, which could be a little bit of a problem, because generally speaking, right, when magazine promos become playable, that presents a little bit of a problem, because it makes them maybe a little bit harder to get hold of. We had this with a One Piece promo in Japan recently. There was a playable promo in a magazine, and now the promo's worth like 3 times what the magazine was. And this might get worse in the future if it becomes more and more playable. I mean, to give you an idea, the kind of things that have been recent-ish CoroCoro promos have been things like, the Regigigas was a promo. And it's not good. Like 4 energy, flip 2 coins, 120 for each heads. Anybody want to argue that that's a particularly playable card? Anyone? At the back? Nah, sorry. One of the most recent CoroCoro promos was a Cyclozar, which has actually now been confirmed is going to be coming as one of our promos in Temporal Forces. One of the free pack promos, obviously. And this one, single energy, flip a coin till you get tails, draw a card for each heads. Free energy, 120, count attack next turn. This is good. For a regular CoroCoro promo, this is good. It's way better. Way better than that Regigigas. So why am I excited about this Pachirisu? Well, it's flippy, I admit. But for a single colourless energy, that means you can use this turn 1 going second. You flip 3 coins, and for each heads you get, you can search your discard pile for a basic lightning energy and attach it to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. I've not actually seen anyone ask for a translation of this one, but it seems simple enough. I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. And this is potentially really good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's flippy. I'm not arguing, alright? But it's a basic Pokemon that uses it for a single colourless energy that can get you potentially free energy on your bench. I know it can get 0 and I know it can get 1, and if you get 1, you might as well have just attached the 1 to Pachirisu to the bench. I get that. But this can help you to have some really explosive early games with Lightning decks. And I'm not saying I want to play this as a 4 of in every Lightning deck, but I absolutely am saying that I want to play this as a 1 of in some of them, because it's going to give me that potential for, hang on a second, I'm turn 1 going second, I've not got a big attack here, I've not hit a bunch of electric generators, but I do have some energy in the discard pile, so I can use that to potentially use Pachirisu to get a big explosive to, hang on a second, this could work. I don't know, maybe this is one of those dumb combos that I'm getting overly excited about that no one is ever going to use. But I am used to these CoroCoro promos being basically unplayable rubbish, but this is one that I want to have a real play and a test with, so yeah, this one's pretty cool. As a side note, some of you may have noticed that there is a second stamp on this Pachirisu. We've got the CoroCoro stamp on it like we get on all these CoroCoro promos. Well, not all of them, it's CoroCoro Ichiban stamp. So actually a different one than you might have seen, for instance, on the Grafaiai. That's a CoroCoro comic promo, so it has a CoroCoro comic stamp. Whereas like Regigigas is a CoroCoro Ichiman promo. They are different. Ichiman is slightly more grown up, comic is slightly younger, but they're done by the same company. Well, this second stamp is Pokemon Fan, which is another magazine done by the same company, which I mentioned before. I love this magazine. It comes out like every 3 months. It's done by the same company, and it's basically just, here's what's going on in Pokemon right now. Video game update, TCG update, Mesostar update. It's brilliant, and I'm a huge fan of it. I'm not sure why it has the Pokemon Fan stamp on, because I'm pretty sure, well, no, I'm not pretty sure. This is coming out in the April edition of CoroCoro Ichiman, which is coming out on the 21st of February. That's what it says right down here. So I'm not sure why it's got the Pokemon Fan stamp on it. Sorry, wish I could give you a fuller answer. For now, this is what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely SWTV, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.